everyone, welcome to another online story time from the Broomfield Library. Today we have a fun squirrel story time we're going to do together. We're going to start with our Open Them, Shut Them song. Can you get your hands ready? Good job, here we go. Open, shut them, give your hands a clap, clap, clap. Open, shut them, put them in your lap, lap, lap. Now creep them, crawl them, crawl them, right up to your chin, chin, chin. Open up your little mouth, bah. Do not let them in. Here we go. Next verse. Open, shut them, to your shoulders, fly, fly, fly. Then like little birdies, let them flutter in the sky, sky, sky. Falling, 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 almost to the ground, ground, ground. Then let's pick them up again and roll them round and round. Ready to go fast? Faster, 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 faster. Slower, slower. Faster, 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 faster. Slower, slower. Stop. Great job. The story we're going to do today is called Micawber, and this is written by John Lithgow. It's illustrated by C.F. Payne. It's copyright 2002, and we're reading it with permission from Simon Schuster. One Sunday in springtime, Micawber arose from his Central Park carousel nest. He straightened his whiskers and polished his nose and set off for the place he loved best. He scampered past pigeons and poodles and geese, past boathouse and bandshell and zoo, past joggers and skaters and mounted police, to a palace on Fifth Avenue. For inside was a splendid collection of art, a sight for a squirrel to treasure, a feast every week for his eyes and his heart, which Micawber could savor at leisure. Through the windows he'd gaze at Van Dyck and Van Gogh, appraise every Rembrandt and Titian. He would scrutinize Rubens, peruse each Rousseau, inspect each Lautrec and Cassatt and Miro. He would find a new favorite each time he would go, and nobody charged him admission. But a stranger appeared this particular day as Micawber peered down through a skylight. She stood at an easel beneath a Monet that depicted a haystack at twilight. Micawber observed her for hours on end as she copied each texture and shade. He noted the stroke of each brush she'd extend, the rare concentration and care she'd expend. She'd become his unwitting and unknowing friend by the time the day started to fade. So he hid in the box where her paints were all stowed, while she bicycled home unawares. Then he sneaked himself up into her modest abode as she hauled her equipment upstairs. From the box after midnight the stowaway crept, stretched his limbs and adjusted his eyes, and while his beguiler contentedly slept, he rifled through all her supplies. And I'm going to pause because I love this picture. It's my very favorite picture in this book. He looks so delighted. Micawber's dull life, with its tedious toils, all at once seemed 100 times duller, as he straddled a pallet and squeezed out some oils and discovered the wonders of color. He daubed at a canvas with cadmium green, employing his tail as a brush. Then magenta, vermilion, ultramarine, alizarin crimson, and bright tangerine. Such a radiant rainbow he never had seen, so splashy and lavish and lush. By morning, Micawber was finally done, and so proud that he practically fainted. He'd been looking at paintings from day number 1, but never a painting he'd painted. As the sunlight poured in, he was ready to go, leaving everything just as he found it. Through the transom he scrambled, his canvas in tow, rolled up with a shoelace tied round it. A truck trundled by as Micawber lit. On the side it said, "Park Sanitation." He bounded aboard it, ignoring the grit, and completed his peregrination. He returned 30 times by the following fall, and the paintings poured forth like a geyser. He fastened them all to his living room wall, and the woman was never the wiser. So if some July you should chance to pass by a Viridian Central Park dale, look around for a squirrel with a gleam in his eye and some paint on the tip of his tail. And if you should visit the old carousel, look up at its uppermost part. Inside, although nobody ever could tell, a talented squirrel continues to dwell. And if you try, you can picture it clear as a bell. Micawber's Museum of Art. The end. Isn't that a great book? It's got a lot of really fun new vocabulary too, and the pictures are a great way for you to help kind of figure out what those new words might mean. And if there's a word that you don't know, you can also go look it up. These are all great ways to help teach your kids some early literacy skills. We're going to end our story time with doing a song called Gray Squirrel. So you can stand up if you'd like. I'm going to stay sitting so you can see me, but we are going to be waggling our bottoms a little bit. So stand up. You ready? Here we go. Gray squirrel, swish your bushy tail. Can you wiggle your bottom? Gray squirrel, swish your bushy tail. Wrinkle up your little nose. Place a nut between your toes. Can you touch your toes? Good job. Gray squirrel, swish your bushy tail. Good job. We're going to do it one more time. This time, I'm going to use a scarf prop. Now, if you have a scarf at home, this is super fun. If you don't have a scarf at home, you can use a wash rag or a baby blanket or just about anything. But we're going to use it. It's a great way to build those fine motor skills for little kids to wad these up and stuff too. So this is going to be our tail to start with. You ready? Gray squirrel, swish your bushy tail. Gray squirrel, swish your bushy tail. Wrinkle up your little nose. Now wad up your scarf and put a nut between your toes. Gray squirrel, swish your bushy tail. Great job. Thanks so much for joining us for Storytime today. Check out broomfieldlibrary.org for more resources, and we hope to see you all really soon. Take care.